And Sean, let's, we've been talking about the first-year head coach here for Allegany, Keith Eshelman, and here's a quick look at his career.
Yeah, we'll be kind to him, even though he did play at the University of Virginia, rival state school of Maryland's. But a man who really enjoys Maryland JUCO soccer, wanted to come coach here, thinks that it's a very well-run league, has a lot of respect for the coaches and the players who are in it. So a great asset to the league and to his school.
And interestingly enough, his assistant is Darryl Blank. Darryl Blank is, you talk about one of your legendary coaches in Maryland JUCO soccer. He was the head coach at Allegany for 34 years. He came back this year out of semi-retirement. He's still a professor at Allegany, but he came back to help out Dr. Eshelman on the sidelines. And Dr. Eshelman, when I spoke to him, could not have been more complimentary about the help that he's been given by really, truly one of the legendary guys. You know, you talk about legendary guys in Maryland JUCO. Look at that inbound. That was fantastic. Very acrobatic.
And Kevin Dudek with the flip throw, and it accomplishes a couple things. One, it just looks cool, and the other, that it gives good pace towards a ball in the middle. It's almost like a free kick off the side.
That was a lot of fun to watch. But just finishing on that thought, Darryl Blank, along with the former head coach here at Montgomery College, Tom Bickey, probably the two most legendary names in Maryland JUCO soccer history. And there it is. It's just cool. That's all you can say about it. Love it.
And you can see how nice a ball it is if your player is able to win it. He can really drive that thing.
And that is Vic Aquino out there in the center. Another key player for the Rockville Knights. Great young man.
In a team with so much speed, Aquino is kind of their physical guy. Fast in his own right, but maybe not so much compared to his super speedy teammates. But he's a guy who isn't afraid to mix it up, and that's a guy you want in the middle of the field who's going to win some of those tougher balls and knock a few bodies around.
No, he told me his job is to win balls, to gain possession, and to be physical when he needs to be. He feels that his position helps set the tempo and the tone for the entire game.
And all it takes is a couple physical guys on your team. And Rockville definitely more speed than physical, but if you have one guy mixing it up in there, you know you can't take as many free shots against the rest of the players.
And an opportunity there for Allegany that did not materialize as number 7, Lucas Knotts was a little late getting there for that crossing pass.
Yeah, didn't want to get offsides, but a really nice crossing pass unleashed there by Marcus Kendall. If the communication was there, that would have been a good shot opportunity.
So right now I'd say Rockville with a little bit of an edge in terms of aggressiveness and offensive attack, but Allegany certainly playing them tough.
Well, you can see that Rockville is really organized on the back line, particularly on that defensive left side with Moel Roddy leading the way on the left wing. And we already talked about Raul Diaz, just rock solid in the middle.
And, of course, Steve Nakamura has a deep bench, and he will go to it frequently, particularly on a day like this where it's pretty warm, unseasonably warm.
Absolutely. And Rockville plays the 4-4-2, so they have 4 guys in the back. And we saw with 2 forwards, they do plenty of damage up front with just Callum and Godwin.
And, Sean, we've been talking about Steve Nakamura, so here's a look at his college career, most of it at Montgomery College.
Yeah, the 2006 Maryland JUCO champs, not too bad, and obviously Coach of the Year. So he's a guy who loves Montgomery College, played here, and has really built something here.
He really has, and, of course, he was an assistant coach under Tom Bickey for 9 years. He played for Tom Bickey. He was on the last team that went to the national championship game. Steve is just he's one of the backbones of the athletic department here. He's a tireless worker. He'll help anybody. I don't care what the sport is. He runs an extensive off-season program for soccer, both men and women. You just can't say enough about people like Steve Nakamura. He's what makes the college go.
Absolutely. And we talked about it in the in one of the women's soccer games that we had a broadcast for that Coach Nakamura has really helped Kelly Wakeman, the women's soccer coach here, help to start build a program on the women's side, and they're having fantastic success this year. As we do this game, the women ranked number 2 in the country, obviously number 1 in Maryland JUCO.
And the men ranked 12th in the country, and they're in the top 4 in Maryland JUCO. So they're having another strong season. And again, they play a very tough schedule.
Yeah, Michael, that top 12 ranking, it's almost synonymous with it's a 12 you can be proud of. You know, there are some teams that get a ranking that obviously excellent teams. You wouldn't be a top 20 team without being outstanding. But Rockville goes out and plays everyone. So they earn whatever standing they're in, good or bad. Those wins and losses are all hard fought.
Oh, they go up and down the East Coast. They play Division I, Division II, and Division III teams. They play all the tough ones. Already this year, they played the number 3 team in New York. They played the number 2 team in the country. They played Mercer.
Former number 2, that is.
Right, right. They played Mercer, who is a soccer juggernaut. They went down to Lewisburg in North Carolina, played down there. He firmly believes the tougher your schedule, the tougher the team.
And that's why he gets literally around 100 players trying out every year, because they want to come play for this team. They're going to learn a lot. They're going to play some great games.
That is for sure. And the players talk about that. They like that competition. They love being the underdog as well.
And you get that balance when you're at Rockville. Obviously, from year to year, you don't know what every team's going to have. So on the schedule, there are going to be some teams that they can just sort of overwhelm and have some fun and put up some goals. And there's going to be some games where they have to play perfect to get a win.
Right now, this is a pretty even game. We're into the 16th minute. There's a long shot, and that's way off the mark.
Very nearly took a funny hop for a throw, and the ball kid helping us out chucked in another ball, but it almost rolled out for a throw-in.
And this will be a goal kick instead. Looks like Humbertson. That's who it is. Brandon Humbertson, who moved from offense to defense for the good of the team. Eshelman, Dr. Eshelman, the head coach there at Allegany, told me that he is an all-region type player. But he sacrificed for the good of the team.
That's the kind of spirit that you find at the Maryland JUCO level. Guys who just love the game and want to be there for their teammates. You know, it'd be very easy for a player of Humberton's level to insist to the coach he wants to play offense, and then you have a problem on your hands, or walk and go to another junior college. But he loves playing for his coach and he loves his teammates, so he's going to do what it takes to help the team win.
Absolutely. And there's El Roddy. Rockville seemed to have a more of an aggressive start. We've sort of settled down into a midfield type game here for the most part.
And here we're going to see the kind of the difference in how the teams played here when fighting for this 50-50 ball. Foul on Rockville because they just lack height.
Right.
Allegany, it's something you can't account for. You can't teach, as the old saying goes. But Allegany, clearly a taller team, and it's going to have a natural advantage on a lot of 50-50 balls in the air. But Rockville, definitely a faster team thus far.
Rockville, definitely the faster team, but Allegany's size is pretty impressive.
It is. You don't most of the players on the field here are particularly tall.
Almost looks like a football team. There's some big guys. Big guy right there, number 7, Lucas Knotts.
And he's one of the equalizers on defense.
Yeah, he and Zach Perry are considered the 2 best defensive players on the team. Perry is considered the most physical player on the team by his coach.